I'm with Toyota's second generation GR86. For enthusiast drivers, it's been a car that we've been looking forward to. Replacing the GT86, obviously the GR brand has become something of its own. It's an analog car in a digital age, and one that I'm very excited about because this sort of vehicle, lightweight, affordable, I say that because it's 712,000 Rand. And in the greater scheme of things these days, it's not that bad. So as you can imagine, I'm very excited to have a go. I've been in the Subaru WRX also for our performance shootout, and it would be wrong of me to not mention that this is basically a Subaru, the BRZ. And sort of partnerships like that, where Toyota and Subaru work together, they did the same with BMW and the Supra, that allows cars like this to exist. So let's head out for a drive and see what the car is all about. I was very lucky to attend the international launch of this car back mid last year in Spain. It was my first time driving a left-hand drive car on the right-hand side of the road, so I was quite anxious. But this is a very easy car to drive, so within 5-10 minutes I felt very comfortable and really eased into the drive. So we drove on road and on track. And this is the type of car that you can take to a track day, and if you're really serious about your track driving, it's also the sort of car that you can easily modify with some brakes, suspension, tires obviously, and because it's such an easy car to drive, if you're not a serious driver, it's the sort of car that you can learn because of how it's designed. The flat 2.4 litre engine sits really low. If you were to stand next to the bonnet, the engine feels like it's as high as your knees basically. As soon as you get in, you notice the driving position. I have the seat set up in my preferred settings, so I sit quite upright and relatively far back. The seat is very snug. It's lined in Alcantara, very grippy, so you don't slide around too much when pushing through corners. And the steering wheel is adjustable for height and reach, and that really just sets you up for a good view out. Even though it's such a small car, you don't feel claustrophobic, even though it is quite a dark cabin. You got a black roof line, obviously black seats and a black dashboard. So this car really just, even though it's the second generation, it is an evolution of what the GT86 is all about, and it's just small changes. Obviously on the exterior it looks quite different, but the shape has remained the same. You've got new LED lights, new bumpers, larger exhaust, and you can tell us what you think of the design. I think it looks like a baby Supra, which to me isn't a bad thing. It's not too busy, even though it is a typical Japanese design. Obviously this car was designed hand in hand with Subaru, so I can tell you there are a lot of parts that come from Subaru stable. For example, the 8-inch touchscreen, the icons and the fonts are quite obviously from Subaru. The window switches, the key, but those aren't necessarily bad things because the ergonomics are very well done. So everything's easy to use, simple. You've got large physical controls for the air conditioning, and the radio has its physical controls for the volume and your track selection. This 2.4 litre engine is really the big talking point about this car. The previous 86 struggled with its power delivery. It had 205 Newton meters, which is good for a 2 litre because you don't often have good torque per litre when it comes to naturally aspirated engines. So on paper it wasn't bad, but the tuning of that engine wasn't really great, so it struggled to be smooth. The valve timing kicked in a bit ferociously, and it meant you had to rev it out. Where with this larger motor, The power delivery is much better. It's been tuned to be smoother. It has more torque lower down. So max torque is 250 Newton meters, which in today's turbocharged world doesn't sound like much, but it's more than enough for a car that weighs 1,280 kilos. It's probably the lightest vehicle we've put on our scales this year. And that's something to be celebrated because these days cars are really, really heavy. A flat 4 engine is never going to be your most characterful engine. They don't sound particularly good. They can be a bit rough on idle, cold start particularly. The revs climb quite high, but you get an incredibly low center of gravity, and Toyota's worked with Subaru to get it even lower. So the engine sits 1.6 millimeters lower than before, and that just means that the car handles incredibly well. It has a 50-50 weight distribution pretty much, and it pivots around the center of the cabin, around your hips. And if you enjoy the sensation of driving, that's quite a special characteristic. It hits the mark. The quality is good, and because it's a Toyota, you get a 6 service or 90,000 kilometer service plan. Obviously, they have dealerships all over the country, so you know you're covered in that sense. And it's the type of car that feels solid. You can probably keep it for a really long time. So with that, a fun car, not particularly fast, but that means you won't lose your license. And with that, the full road test will come out with our tested performance figures, and I look forward to having this car for our next performance shootout, because I believe we need to have access to more attainable cars for enthusiasts. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you again.